These might not look like much to most folks, but what these are modern tobacco barns. I say modern loosely. We've been using them for a very long time. And it's a far cry from how we used to grow and cure tobacco in the old days. Now, I'm one of the lucky ones. I didn't grow up in tobacco. I grew up in cotton, corn, wheat, soybeans. I never had to go out there and work the tobacco fields. But doing the agronomy thing here in central and southern North Carolina, I've learned a lot about tobacco over the years. And while everything might not be completely done by hand now, it's still a very labor-intensive crop. A lot of farms still practice hand harvest, sucker, top. I mean, they're priming by hand. A lot of the flatter farms, they'll run those Taylor strippers and Granville units. But most farms here in Johnson County and Harnett County, Sampson County, Lee County, it's still all done by hand, with the exception of curing. Back in the day, old wood or stick barns where they'd spear tobacco leaves on sticks and hang them 5 levels high in the barns, they were heated and humidity was controlled with water and fires in the bottom of them or oil burners. We don't spear tobacco anymore, we utilize tobacco boxes. These are packed densely with leaves, tobacco leaves, and then there's little spears of rebar that go in to seat the leaves down in the box, keep them from moving during the curing process. Then they're taken and set on these tracks in the bottom of the barns and then pushed in, and typically a barn will hold, 9 boxes. And while curing still is an art form, it is not as labor intensive. You still have to get up in the middle of the night, check moisture levels, humidity, make sure the leaves are curing properly so you don't overcook them or undercook them and all the grains coming out of them properly. But we're not tending fires anymore. For the most part, you load them up in the boxes, slide them into the barns, and set the program on the computers that are in the back of the barns and let them go. And then they have hoses that run inside the barn that spray water to keep the humidity at a certain level. And then when the curing's done, they're tightly packed and bound into these bales, loaded on the trucks, and they head out to the sale. And boy, if y'all could just smell this, man, they need to make an air freshener with it. So that's a little info on North Carolina's coolest specialty crop, in my opinion. And when I say a little info, that's what it was. It is way more complicated than I just made it. Y'all have a good one.